Hello everyone. So it is a very scary time here in America. I am so happy to see all the protests that are going on. There are protests in every state, which is amazing. I know through all this process of donating and signing petitions, I really needed to educate myself on this movement and what it really stands for. And I think everyone needs to learn more. And through this I saw Instagrams and lots of people just telling books that people should read to learn more, and that's exactly what I want to do, and I urge everyone to do that. And so I have about 15 book recommendations that I found that I would like to share with everyone. I haven't read these yet, so I'm just going to be giving like the synopsis of the book, and hopefully you'll find something that you really want to read out of these books. So let's get started. The first one is The 57 Bus, a true story of teenagers and the crimes that changed their lives forever, by Dashka Slater. This is a true story about two teenagers, Sasha and Richard, and they live in two completely different worlds. Sasha is a white teenager who lives in a middle-class area, and she goes to a small private school. Richard is a black teenager who lives in a crime-plagued neighborhood and goes to a large public school. And the only time their paths cross is 8 minutes on the bus on the way home from school. But one day changes their lives forever. Sasha ends up badly burned, and Richard is charged with 2 hate crimes and is facing a life in prison. The next one is On the Come Up by Angie Thompson. This is the same writer who wrote The Hate You Give, which is very popular here on BookTube. This is about 16-year-old Bree who wants to become a rapper, but it's very hard because at school she is labeled a hoodlum, and her mom was just recently laid off from work. And so she takes that anger and that fear and puts it into her first song. And this song goes viral, but for all the wrong reasons. Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany Jackson. This is a mystery book about Claudia's whose best friend, Monday, is missing, and no one seems to care or even notice. And this book says that it deals with racism and homophobia. Dear Martin by Nick Stone. This is about Justice McAllister, who is a straight-A student. He's on his way to Ivy League schools, but that doesn't seem to matter to the police. He looks to the teachings of Dr. Martin Luther King for guidance, but things change when him and his best friends are just driving along, listening to music. This bothers an off-duty police officer, and shots are fired and justice is under attack. Black Enough, Stories of Being Young Black in America. So this is an anthology of short stories about closeted thoughts, hidden experiences, and daily struggles of being black across this country. What caught my attention is that it says that it shows diversity within diversity. So it shows people from rural to urban areas, to being poor, to being rich, to being mixed race, or being an immigrant. Stamped from the Beginning, The Definitive History of Racism in America by Ibram Kendi. Kendi chronicles the entire story of anti-black racist ideas and their staggering power over the course of American history. How to Be Anti-Racist by Ibram Kendi. So Kendi asks you to think of what an anti-racist country might look like, and how we can play an active role in building that. White Fragility, Why It Is So Hard for White People to Talk About Racism by Robin DiAngelo. This explores the counterproductive reaction white people have when their assumption about race are challenged, and how these reactions maintain racial inequality. How We Fight for Our Lives by Saeed Jones. This is a memoir. He talks about what it's like to be young, black, and gay in the South. Good Talk, a memoir in conversations by Mira Jacob. This is a memoir about being first-generation America. It deals with topics like race, sex, love, and family. So You Want to Talk About Race by Ijoma Alu. This book discusses topics like white privilege, police brutality, systematic discrimination, and the Black Lives Matter movement. Heavy, an American memoir by Kisi Lehman. It is a memoir about being a hard-headed black son to a complicated, brilliant black mother in Jackson, Mississippi. Elliott Rage, a black feminist discovers her superpowers. So this is about how black women's rage is seen as destructive and just something that it's not. And the author, Brittany Cooper, describes it as elegant rage. He says it's the rage that makes Serena Williams a great tennis player. It's what makes Beyonce and Michelle Obama an icon. When They Call You a Terrorist, a Black Lives Matter movement by Patrice ONeal. It is a memoir about what it means to be a black woman in America and what drove her to be one of the co-founders for the Black Lives Matter movement. And the last book is The Bluest Eyes by Toni Morrison. This is about an 11-year-old black girl who dreams to have blue eyes so she can be beautiful and be loved as all the blonde, blue-eyed children in America are. So I urge you to read these books, or any books written by a black author, or anything that's related to what's going on in America right now, because we need to learn, we need to change. I urge everyone to just try to do their part, and if that means going to protest or donating or signing petitions, that's fine. And it even helps just to talk to family and friends that don't understand this movement. The ones that scream all lives matter or think that this protest isn't worth it. Just having difficult conversations to those people matters. So thank you for watching this video, and just everyone out there, stay safe.